Loneliness is a stark reality for many women, and a surprising way some cope is by targeting men going their own way, MGTOW. Recent surveys show a disturbing increase in social isolation among women, with nearly 30% reporting feelings of chronic loneliness. So of course, they have to take it out on someone or something. Let's get right into these videos.
I'm sorry?
And I'm Dr. McCaffrey and not Honey. Appreciate it.
You were Dr. McCaffrey?
I am indeed.
Would you rather I call you counselor, doctor, or anything else?
How about Dr. McCaffrey, Your Honor? It creates a tone of respect.
Where I'm from, you sort of got to earn that.
Guess what? Where I'm from, you're born with it.
Get out of my courtroom! Get out!
A pleasure.
If a grown man asks to be addressed in a certain way, it's respectful and professional to honor his request. Imagine a judge preferring to call him honey instead. That's unprofessional and disregards his preference. It's really not a big deal to address a man the way he asked, especially in such an official setting. The truth now is, if the roles were reversed and a woman faced the same issue, or even this judge in her official capacity, she'd expect her wishes to be respected. It's about basic respect for your fellow human, but I guess not everyone has it.
The major turnoff to a man is a woman who can't control her mouth. You know, who don't know when to be quiet.
What's going on with women these days? We used to be a lot happier than men, and now we're not. What happened?
What you've found is that over the past 20 years or so, women have converged downward to the unhappiness levels of men. And at first I thought, great, men are getting happier. Women are getting unhappier. That's what we find. And they're getting unhappier very quickly. And so there's a lot of different theories of it. You find that there's a lot less family formation going on. There's a lot less marriage. You find that men and women are diverging politically really quickly. You find that women are getting much more politically progressive and men are getting more conservative. And so the result of it is that, especially in a culture where people think that the most important thing for making a romantic match is voting for the same party idiotically, social media is especially targeted at young women. It's creating a whole lot of misery with the social comparison, with political hatred, with the sense of loneliness that's crawling out of people's smartphones. And all these things together are creating an epidemic of unhappiness among women, especially young women in our society.
Well, we totally agree. Over the past 20 years, women's happiness has dropped to match the low levels men experience. Women are just getting unhappier, but it's no fault of the men. People don't even want to get married anymore. Politically, women are becoming more progressive, while men lean conservative. Women should focus on building real connections, personal growth, and self-care to fight these negative impacts. It's important to take care of mental health in our digital world.
Like you said, you would think most women want honesty and communication, but he's right, most women can't handle it. And I've had to be real of like, okay, I say I don't want a man who cheats, but can I handle when he comes to me with a real conversation?
Boom.
I don't know what it's like to be married for 20, 30 years. You don't think in 20, 30 years he gonna have an urge to cheat? Can I handle the real conversation? Let's say he comes to me first then. He don't cheat. He comes to me and he's like, babe, I love you. I'm really having these urges. Am I prepared for that conversation? Am I going to make it about me and make it all personal? How could you do this to me? And how could you even... He's coming to you with real problems. And you can't handle the truth, but you signed up to do life with this person? You don't even know what you're signing up for.
Absolutely. Relationships thrive on open and honest communication, and that often means tackling tough conversations. It's not just about enjoying the good times together, it's also about being prepared to face challenges and work through them. For instance, if your partner brings up an issue that's been bothering them, it's essential to listen without jumping to conclusions or getting defensive. And when it's something as huge as cheating, it's only right you listen, no matter how uncomfortable it may seem.
Men are simple. We're so simple it bothers you. You don't understand the simpleness of men. Okay, this is how simple a man. This is two men in the car and he make a wrong turn. Dude, man, that's it. You gonna turn left and come back. That's how simple, that's solid. This is you and your wife. Hook up. Why would you turn there? Why? Let's just go home.
Stupid.
I don't even want to go now. I don't even want to go.
Got a headache.
The whole night
Stomach
is
hurt.
ruined because I turned left.
Ain't even hungry.
No, I have a headache now.
That's true. Women can be a real headache. They're incredibly emotional beings, and it's not uncommon for them to blow a minor issue out of proportion. For instance, a simple disagreement about where to eat can spiral into a full-blown argument. Men who, well, majority of the time are simple beings, find themselves caught in these emotional storms, which can be exhausting.
I really wish people stop normalizing cheating. Like, cheating is a real character flaw. You lack morals and values. People are too focused on what they're missing instead of appreciating what they have.
Why don't the men care?
Yeah.
I'm glad you asked. Because, ladies, we are not willing to put the burden on our back and work 40 years until we are 65, send 80% of it to the family, delay all of our dreams of what we want, and live on 20% so that our family and our legacy can have a comfortable life. We are just not willing to do that. You can argue me down if you want to. So what happens is when you brag about your big job and you brag about your big degree, as soon as you get tired of it, you're ready to let it go.
I like her point. We all know single moms often carry the whole family on their shoulders, raising kids alone. Take LeBron James, for example. His mom raised him by herself, and he turned out great. But the point is, if a man enters the picture, he works before, during, and even after he's gone. Men are expected to work hard their whole lives, from when they can work until they retire or die. Women do have their roles, but men are expected to carry the load nonstop. That's what she's trying to say.
All he wanted was respect. And when I got into a relationship after that with a man that I respected at the time, I realized the difference. I realized how that man operated when I was giving him that respect, when I was making him feel so manly, and I was, like I was letting him lead, and I was listening to him, and I wasn't undermining him. I wasn't emasculating him. It made a huge difference in my relationship. And it took Jen on one of our episodes a while ago, season 1, to actually break that down and say that men prefer respect over love.
The power of self-awareness. I love that she came to terms with all the things she did in her previous relationship that led to its failure. When a man feels respected, he feels valued and empowered. For example, when you let him take the lead or listen to his opinions without undermining him, it boosts his confidence and strengthens the bond between you. Respect can transform the dynamics of a relationship, leading to a healthier and happier connection.
Oh my gosh, especially in this time.
Facts.
It don't matter what you do. You are a prize, right? It doesn't matter. Especially once that girl, what's Steve Harvey's daughter name?
Lori.
Yeah, she did a interview on the red carpet that went viral, and it's like, what's one thing that you want to tell the girls? Just remember you are the prize. And the women ran with it, and I think that did such a disservice to actual emotional growth for women, actual mental growth for women, actual spiritual growth for women, because it's like, no, that's actually inaccurate. It doesn't matter how bad you are, it don't matter how good you are in the bedroom. At the end of the day, if you are not emotionally mature, you will not be able to not only manage that man, but yourself.
I completely agree with the idea that women should focus on their emotional, mental, and spiritual growth. Just being attractive or good in the bedroom isn't enough. Not in this time and age. Emotional maturity is very important for managing both a relationship and oneself. For example, if a woman only sees herself as a prize without working on her personal growth, she might struggle with communication and understanding in her relationship. Every woman should be very open to constantly working on herself.
Men crave a woman's femininity. The problem is, women have become very masculine in our culture. Femininity has gotten a bad rap. It's seen as weak, silly, shallow, irresponsible, foolish, and lacking seriousness. But femininity is actually showing respect, honor, and appreciation toward the men in your life. It's having the ability to receive what men have to provide. Femininity rejuvenates, renews, and activates a man's masculinity.
That is entirely true. I completely agree with the idea that men crave a woman's femininity. It's like a balance thing. Men are generally more masculine, and they seek out the softer, more nurturing side that femininity brings. The problem is, a lot of women today have become very masculine. They are strong and independent, which is great, but sometimes they forget to show their softer side.
A lot of chicks think they be out here finessing these men, and y'all not. You see that man know how to get that money. You see he's smart enough to know how to maintain it. What makes you think he's not smart enough to know how to identify broke behavior, a user? And yes, you are a user if you want to watch a man spend his money, but you don't want to add to him at all. Because if I was a man, yeah, we could spend a little money because money ain't a thing. But if I notice that that's all you're here for and you're not trying to hang with me one-on-one, you're not trying to get to know me on an intimate level, spend real quality time with me, you're going to get the boot. You just finessed yourself out of a good man.
Exactly. Many women think they're outsmarting men by letting them spend money without giving anything back. But let's be real. If a guy knows how to make and keep his money, he's definitely smart enough to spot someone who's just using him, and that's just a fact. Expecting him to spend on you without showing genuine interest is a sure way to get yourself kicked out of his life. Think about it. If you're not trying to build something meaningful, why should he keep you around? Men appreciate women who bring value to their lives, not just those who drain their wallets. For instance, if you're always down for a fancy dinner, but never want to spend quality time or really get to know him, he'll catch on quickly. And when he does, he'll show you the door.
A lot of women don't accept the reality that men take respect over love any day.
Yes,
Any day, every day of the week and twice on Sunday. Respect me before you love me. And then women position themselves where it's like, well, I'll take safety over love.
Yep. Safety, huh?
So as long as I feel safe with you.
This is 100% true. Men generally value respect as a foundation of their relationships. Respect validates their achievements, opinions, and decisions. It goes a long way to create a sense of self-worth. For instance, a man may feel deeply valued and motivated when his partner acknowledges his hard work and respects his autonomy, even if it doesn't come wrapped in constant displays of affection. All right, guys, we've come to the end of this video, and if you enjoyed it, do well to click on the like and subscribe buttons. Don't forget to check other videos on our playlist. We've got some amazing contents for you. See you in our next video.